With the holidays and more cold weather in the forecast, the need is greater than ever at food banks right across the province right now. Our morning news reporter Grace Key is at one of those food banks, the Share Food Bank in Port Moody this morning. What's the situation like there, Grace?
Well, as you can imagine, they're very similar to the food banks across the nation where they saw a demand increase more than 50% over the last few years, but really the supply has about stayed the same. Joining me this morning is Heather Scott with the food bank here, and we showed this earlier, and it's just such a great visual here. This is, again, what people get as a Christmas hamper, right?
Right, that would be what a Christmas hamper would look like for a family of 4. And this is what a regular food bank hamper looks like. So throughout the year, week to week, this is what that same family would get.
Yeah, and again, it obviously doesn't really supply them for the 3 weeks.
No, it certainly doesn't. This is good for 2 weeks. That is good for 3 weeks. But I think also you can see that there's more items that we provide for Christmas so that mom and dad can have a break on Christmas Day without worrying. And because we're not open for 3 weeks. So this one has to last longer, and that's why the need to donate now at Christmas is so important.
Yeah. And we wanted to talk a little bit as well about just the faces of the food bank that you see over the years as well.
I think people would be very surprised to learn that oftentimes what we see is families coming. They might have a child who's struggling with cancer, and so mom and dad are not working. They're choosing to stay home with their child. They have no income, so they're coming to the food bank. You know, someone loses their job, gets an illness. Next thing you know, they're needing the help of the food bank. These are people like you and me that oftentimes just need a little help before they can get back up, until they can get back up on their feet again.
And then I also noticed that you guys had Boost or things like that, Insure, and that helps out the elderly as well.
Boost and Insure are terrific for people who, of course, are elderly and having more challenges chewing and digesting. They're also really important for patients who are being treated for cancer. That might be the only thing they can eat and in a particular flavor. Right. So Boost and Insure are excellent items to give to a food bank.
So again, a cancer patient who may have lost their job and now is having to turn to the food bank as well.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Really dire straits people are in that come to a food bank.
Yeah. And again, you have a fundraiser later on today.
We sure do. At the CKNW Food Bank Fill-Up at Save on Foods at Pine Tree in Coquitlam. We're just inviting everybody to come down. Please make a donation to support our food bank.
Okay. All right. So there you go. You can head on down to the Save on Foods there and make a donation this Christmas. Steve and Sophie, back to you.
All right. Thanks very much for that, Grace.